Namaste students, my name is JVN's Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss a topic that is tools for studying genes, and this belongs to the subject microbial genomics. So tools, what are the tools which are utilized to study any gene? Okay, so tools may include some methods, it may include some processes, it may include any enzymes, any process, and anything that is helpful in study the genes. Okay, so in that many things are included, and we are here discussing some important things which are utilized for the any gene study. Okay, so first and important tool is the PCR, and that is known as the polymerase chain reaction, and this is the process of replicating the multiple copies of genes of your interest. Okay, so for replication or for amplifying any gene segment, we use the PCR, and the important application is detection. So if you want to detect the presence of any specific gene which is related with the specific organism, we use the PCR. Okay, so the discovery of thermostable DNA polymerases such as Taq polymerase has made it possible to manipulate the DNA replication in the laboratory. Okay, so important enzyme in the PCR reaction is the DNA polymerase, which polymerizes, or we can say that amplifies the gene segment. Okay, so many types of polymerases are there, and the important one is the Taq polymerase, which is isolated from a bacteria, um, and there are many other polymerases also. That is the important enzymes in the PCR reaction, and in the PCR it amplifies the quantities of DNA segments, and the primers which recognizes the specific segment in the DNA is used. Okay, that is used to identify the gene of interest and replicate them, because in the DNA, when you isolate the DNA, so in any DNA there are thousands of genes. Okay, so which genes will be amplified depends on the available primers. So we know that this is our gene of interest and we want to amplify that particular gene, so we provide in the reaction mixture the primers for that specific gene. Okay, otherwise many genes are there, and they can amplify if the primers are not specific for that particular gene. Okay, so these copies can then be separated and purified again using the different tools like the electrophoresis, gel electrophoresis. Okay, so that is the PCR. So next in the tools, I wish to uh, emphasize on the restriction enzymes. Okay, because they are uh, important tools, and the discovery of enzymes known as the restriction endonuclease has been essential to protein engineering, and based on the nucleotide sequence, these enzymes cut DNA at specific locations. Okay, so for if you want to do some changes in some genes, so first you have to cut it, then you will insert or you will modify some segment in that particular gene. Okay, so the restriction enzymes are known as the molecular scissors, because they are used to cut the DNA part. Okay, DNA cut with restriction enzymes produces many smaller fragments of varying size, and these can be separated using again the gel electrophoresis or chromatography methods. Okay, so uh, different types of restriction endonucleases are there, like type 1 restriction endonuclease, type 2 restriction enzymes, type 3 restriction enzymes. They are made up of different subunits. All the three enzymes have different specificities, different cut patterns. Okay, some are very specific, some cut from the distance side from the recognition side. Okay, so the selection of the restriction endonucleases is up to you. You have to choose the optimal restriction endonuclease. They recognizes the sequence of the nucleotides. Okay, each restriction endonuclease have specific sequences, means they recognizes the specific sequences pattern in the genome or the gene segment. Okay, on the basis of that recognition side, they cut and produce the fragments of the DNA. So apart that, gel electrophoresis is also an important tool in the gene analysis or study of the gene. So purifying DNA from cell culture or cutting it using the restriction endonuclease enzymes would not be of much use if we could not visualize the DNA or we could not isolate the DNA segments. So gel electrophoresis helps visualize the size and type of DNA extracted using the PCR and restriction enzymes. So it is also used to detect the DNA inserts and knockouts. Okay, so electrophoresis pattern is based on the charge and this length of the DNA segment. So first of all, I want to clear that there are two types of the electrophoresis techniques. One is used for the proteins, and that is known as the Western blotting. Then second one is used for the nucleotides or DNA and RNAs, and the important one is the um, agarose gel electrophoresis. Okay, so here, because we are studying the gene, so we will use the agarose gel electrophoresis, and uh, the electrophoresis patterns give us the idea that yes, this particular segment may be this. Okay, we visualize the pattern visualizes us the DNA segments they, on the basis of their length and charge, and we can identify the specific DNA by using these specific probes. Okay, we can also know the presence of that if the DNA segments have some inserts, some knockouts, some mutations there, because the insertion, knockouts, and the mutations changes their property. They change their molecular length or molecular weight. They change their charges. So as a result, their electrophoresis pattern also will be changed. So on the basis of that, we can recognize that this, yes, this particular gene is present here or not. Then important tool is the DNA ligase. So ligase can create the covalent bonds, okay, between the nucleotide chains. So this is done to create recombinant strands or close a circular strand that has been cut by the restriction enzymes. Because when you produce the cuts, you again need to join after the modifications the cuts. Okay, so the enzymes DNA polymerase 1 and polynucleotide kinase are also important for filling the gap of or phosphorylating the 5' ends respectively, but DNA ligase is also important tool. Then the next important tool uh, in the gene study is the plasmids. So plasmids are small circular piece of DNA that are not part of the bacterial genome but are capable of self-replicating. So it is not the part of the bacteria, not the genomic part of the bacteria. and it is known as the extracellular extra genomic part. So it is used as vector to transport genes between microorganisms. That is why it is known as the vehicle. Okay, so plasmid or vector or vehicle use generally vehicle is used to transport something from one place to another place. Okay, so same thing it does, it transports some gene or some oligonucleotide sequence, some genomic part from one organism to another organism. Okay, so once the gene of interest has been amplified with PCR, the gene and the plasmid are cut by restriction enzymes and ligated together. The resulting combination is known as the recombinant DNA. So then the viral or we can say the bacteriophage DNA can also be used as a vector because it is naturally transfecting, naturally inserting their DNA material, their genetic material into the organism or in the host cells. So we can use some specific type of the bacteriophages as a plasmid because we incorporate our gene of interest in that specific virus, and we allow it to infect some plant cells or some animal cells. By infecting them, they naturally transfer the genes or the genetic material in that particular microorganism. Okay, so next, other types of plasmids are also there, like the cosmids, the phasmids, etc. They are the artificial plasmids or artificial vectors, and they are made by combination the recombinating or merging the different types of the vectors like the plasmid and lambda phase and other vectors. So they are important recombinant plasmid containing the different types of the organism like the bacteriophage. Then next important tool is the transformation or transduction. The transformation is the process of transferring genetic material in a vector such as a plasmid into host cell. Host cells are exposed to an environmental change such as electroporation, which makes the competent or temporarily permeable to the vector. The larger the plasmid, the lower the efficiency with which it is taken up by the cells. So the larger DNA segments are more easily cloned using bacteriophage, retrovirus, or other viral vectors of cosmids in a method called the transduction. So phage or viral vectors are often used in the regenerative medicine, but may cause the insertion of DNA in part of our chromosomes where we don't want it, causing complications, and even it may cause the cancer. Okay. So next important tool is the identification of the transgenic organism. So not the all cells will take up DNA during the transformation. Therefore, it is essential to identify the cells that undergo the transformation and host those that have not. So we will use only that particular cells which have been transformed. So generally plasmids carry genes for antibiotic resistance, and transgenic cells can be selected based on the expression of those genes and their ability to grow on media containing that antibiotic. So alternative methods of selection depends on the presence of other reporter proteins such as the XGAL, LAGZ system, or green fluorescence protein, which allow the selection based on the color and the fluorescence respectively. So there are many more things in these tools and techniques for the studying genes, but this was introductive type of part, and hope you are satisfied with this session. And if you have any query or any doubt, you can write in the comment box. I will try to cure that issue. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2. Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.